I just want to start off this video by prefacing the fact that I have the utmost respect for Gymshark. They've done absolutely fantastic things for me, changed my life, quite honestly, because when I was like 13 years old, that's pretty much when I got into lifting and working out. And right around that same time frame is when Gymshark incepted itself and became a brand. And I was absolutely head over heels. I thought they were wonderful. I followed all their athletes at the time, like Matt Ogus, Chris Lovato, Jeff Said, Alonga Bilex Griffin, that whole crew. And I watched all the YouTube videos of all the events that they were doing, all the expos that they were going to, all the content that they were creating, and just seeing what the brand was doing. And I thought it was genius. And I resonated with them instantly since day one. Absolutely loved them. And throughout my teen years, I was very, very motivated to work out. I wanted to do something in the fitness realm, industry, genre, something of the sort. And I made a transformation video that went viral. I started making lots of YouTube videos, just me and my friends working out. And senior year of high school, 2 months before graduating, is when Gymshark reached out to me saying that they essentially wanted to work with me. And the second I saw that email and read it, it was literally the happiest day of my life. Like, I was cloud nine. It was wonderful. And since then, as many of you guys that would watch my content, watch my videos throughout the years, you saw that I traveled so much with them. I went to Europe, the UK, France, Germany, Australia, different areas in the States, and I've met so many amazing people working with Gymshark, and like I said, I've been to so many great places, and it changed my life. It was an experience that I'm extremely thankful for, extremely gracious. I would never take back. It was amazing. But as many of you have probably seen and feel that over the past few years, Gymshark has strayed or gone away slightly from their original roots of what they were as a company. And that comes down to some of the clothes that they were making, some of the stances and things that they were doing on social media. And while that was happening, that wasn't something that I resonated with. I was not a fan of that. And some time went by, more and more time went by, and eventually I hit an inflection point where I did a lot of introspection, I did a lot of thinking, was talking to a lot of people, and it's not a decision that I came to lightly, but what I essentially want to tell you guys is that I'm formally no longer a Gymshark athlete. I'm a Gymshark creative director. That would be my new formal title. To be more precise, I'm Gymshark's creative director of lifting. And what that essentially means is I'm going to have a massive degree of impact and influence when it comes to shaping Gymshark's male lifting domain, because that aspect of Gymshark is honestly where the heart of the brand truly lies. Because when Ben Francis, when he created Gymshark, he was a teenager that was absolutely in love with lifting in the midst of the Ziz era. And he combined his passion for lifting and his innate entrepreneurial genius, and he transmuted that into what we now know as this massive brand, Gymshark. But in order for a brand to become as massive as Gymshark has, there's going to be mistakes that are made along the way. That's just par for the course. It's just an inevitable aspect of growing a business. But despite some of the few things that Gymshark got wrong, they absolutely killed it when it came to spreading out into different athletic domains. They're going to be going into more lifestyle clothing. Their female side of things is absolutely crushing it. But despite all the massive success that they've had overall as a brand and in many different ways, we've come to a realization with just how much we've lost touch with the roots of the brand and the heart of where everything started, which is why now me partnering up and being direct business partners with Ben Francis, it's going to be my job to oversee and make sure that Gymshark really connects back with their roots and never lets go of that. And that's going to be happening in many, many different ways. One of the ways, of course, is going to be product. Because if you remember back in the golden days, Gymshark would have articles of clothing that when you would put on, you would genuinely feel like a superhero. It would be some 3D Spider-Man, like Marvel superhero, just magical kind of feel and vibe that you felt when you were wearing some of the clothing. And since then, we haven't quite been able to replicate what we did in the past, but we're going to be looking back into all the perfect things and all the great things that we did, taking inspiration and going forward, making things better than we ever have. And for instance, athletes that are going to be joining Gymshark, I'm going to be overseeing a massive degree of that procedure. When it comes to events, which are some of the funnest parts of Gymshark, the World Tour, We Live the City events that we haven't done in so long, we're now going to begin doing those again. About 3 to 4 events a year all around the globe. They're going to be bigger and better than ever. Extremely, extremely fun. If you guys have never been to one of those, you definitely should. But despite all those things, so just one more thing I want to mention. This is actually something that is near and dear to my heart. If you guys have been watching a lot of my content over the years, you've likely noticed that I enjoy being behind the scenes and when it comes to the production and creation of content, both in like photographs and photography, digitally, video campaigns, all of that. That's going to be a massive part that I'll be overseeing with Gymshark as well and creating certain campaigns. But the first and foremost thing that I want to do with this new role, and this is something that I've been advocating for and speaking with Gymshark on for so long, but I've never been able to quite successfully bring it to fruition. But now, due to this position, I could finally make it happen. And what that is discount codes. As of this video going live, if you use code David at checkout, you will save 10% off your entire order. And not just my code, every other Gymshark athlete also has a code as well. And this is something, like I said, I've been advocating for so long. It's finally here. It brings me a great deal of satisfaction. And this is going to be one of the many, many massive changes that you guys are going to be seeing in the near future with Gymshark. And very excited and very thankful that I could be the one to bring all of that to fruition. So that's all I got for you guys today. Pretty big announcement. Hope you guys are excited as well. And I have a few more announcements in my next videos. So I'll see you then.